Alright, so of course we've been in quarantine for I think it's been a month now. I finally a couple days ago got all my stuff to get my ham antenna back up. I originally had an inverted V 2040 on the top of my roof. I pulled that down and I've switched to a doublet. As you can see from that pole up there, the wire just pulls down. I don't have it taut. I have it hanging loose. It clears the roof, comes down. And then over here, I have a fiberglass pole I bought from DX Engineering. I've attached it to the most secure part of the fence right here. And we take it on up. It goes up about 20 feet. Now this is actually a much taller than 20-foot pole. I basically have the first top two poles are inside of each other, makes it a little sturdier so that I don't have to have a guy wire. I do have this rope, however, that goes to the top. It does help alleviate a lot of that tension. It seems to be fine. And like I said, I don't actually have the antenna taut because I don't want it pulling more over on that. And then it just comes down here. There's my ground strap right there. I purchased this from Gigaparts. Of course, you can get it from DX Engineering as well. It's an MFJ, it's a pass-through. So I have my ladder line coming right in. There it is out there on the roof. This is the tuner that I purchased a while back to run it, and it does a really good job. And this is, I have basically a total of 150-foot wire. Here's a picture of how it looks from above, going out here in the yard. With this tuner, which is the MFJ 993B tuner, I am able to tune from 6 meters, even though the 993 technically doesn't do 6 meters, I'm able to use it for that. I can do 6 meters all the way down to 160 meters. I have been able to hear signal on all the bands, and I can tune all the bands, every single one of them, with a 1.0 SWR to some have gone a little high as to be 1.6. On the 160 meter band, of course, the tuner is tuned to its maximum capabilities because I'm only running 1/4 the wire I need to have for 160 meters. But with that being said, I was able to do NVIS, and I am able to talk with people when the bands are clear enough in about 160 mile radius. I had some pretty good communication the other night on 160 meters all the way to Winona, Minnesota. They heard me just fine. I was able to hear them just fine. We had a small time there where the bands were pretty clear. If I can barely hear them, they're not going to hear me. But it was clear enough. I was hearing them clear and they were able to hear me clear. And this tuner was doing fine. I'm running only 100 watts. With this radio right here, the FT891, and it was doing a pretty good job. I still use that magnetic loop that I've talked about in previous videos for listening for the most part. I do find that having this antenna that's not resonant on really anything, you have to tune it. It seems to do better handling noise, probably because of the fact that I have to tune it for pretty much anything that I want to listen to. But the cool part is because I have the broadband listening loop, having to tune everything is not an issue. And I'm still able to get really good results using my MFJ noise canceling device. I just use that broadband listening magnetic loop for the auxiliary antenna, and I'm using my new doublet as the main. So I have, since getting this all working in the last few days, I've had really successful conversations. Not just the typical, here's my information conversations, but actual conversations on 20 meter, 40 meter, 80 meter, and 160 meter. On all the other bands, I didn't really try to talk. The things I heard on the other bands higher up was CW, which I'm not good at, and FT8 and some PSK. But my computer's not hooked up yet. I'm still getting everything back in order in my shack since I moved it from the basement. So I didn't really try anything with those, and that's why I haven't really attempted contacts on those. However, the tuner has no issue tuning those higher bands. Those are easy for it to get. The only one that's difficult is the 160 meter, But once it knows where it's at, it has its memory setting, and then it can just go to it really quick. So I don't foresee any issue communicating on 17, 15, 12, 10, or 6. I think all those will be just fine. So I'm excited to try those as the bands clear up. I did hear an opening on 10 meters the other day, and it was actually really clear. I just didn't, like I said, I didn't have my computer hooked up. I still don't. It's a mess. As you can see, it's quite the mess. So nothing is done yet. I got to get everything back in order. I'm getting there. So that's my update with my ham shack and finally getting back on the air. So that is really exciting.